Good morning, Raider Nation. Welcome to For Life on Raider Stories. Spicy Raider Girl here. I am here with Lucky. He is up for Fan of the Year. He will be with us right after this. Good morning, Raider Nation. Remember, light that torch, hit that like button, subscribe. You can become a member of the show as well. And if you want to support the channel, hit that super chat button. If you're playing with us, I know it's a Saturday morning, but it's the holiday. So if you're playing with us this morning, the drinking game alert is Lucky. Every time we say Lucky, you know what to do. This morning, I've got my coffee with my Woodson whiskey. So that's how we're doing it over here. We want to put up the link. This is where you're going to vote for Lucky. Once you hear his story, voting goes on till the end of the day today at midnight. So make sure you get your votes in. But without further ado, let's bring in Lucky. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning, Angela. Thanks for having me.
Of course, you are very welcome. Thanks for being here. You know, you made it to the final round of this bracket to represent Raider Nation. You know, my support was with my friend Rachel. But you beat her out in the last leg. So now our support is with you, and we hope that you make it not to the final. You are in the final, but you actually win this thing.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you know what? Shout out to Rachel. We've been good friends for many years. It's the Black Hole days in Oakland, and actually we auditioned at the same day. We went to Las Vegas. I ran into her at the airport. And we got off. We were on the same plane. And I said, "Hey, what are you doing here?" Because what are you doing here?
No way.
We're gonna go up against each other, and you know, we got a great relationship. And I just said we shook hands and hugged and said, "Hey, best person wins it." And I told her, "Hey, if I win it, it's like you win it, and if you win it, that's like me winning it." So either way, we're both gonna be winners.
I love that so much. And, you know, I always represent the Oakland Raiders and Raiders in general, but especially the Oakland Raiders. And I love that both of you are coming out of the Bay Area. I mean, she's out of Oakland, you're out of Stockton, but basically the Bay Area. You know what I mean? It's close enough.
Absolutely.
Northern California, if you will. So that is awesome. I'm going to say what's up to some people in the chat. Mark Alameda, let's go Raider Nation. Vote for Lucky Gonzalez. Cheers. I have a feeling I'm going to get through a lot of Woodson whiskey today. Shout out to Raider Nation News Today, Raiders. And Jay Jackson, of course. Hey, Arizona in the house. History in Vegas. Yeah, he was there for that game. Navajo on the go. Jay Jackson, I know you're going to show your support and vote for Lucky. And yes, we are only about 12 subs away from 3,000. So we're hoping to celebrate that by the end of the year. So if you haven't already subbed, please do. And before we get into some stories here, let's look at your package and see why you should be the Raider Rep Your Nation.
Raiders! Raiders! Hi, my name is Lucky. I'm from Stockton, California. I've been a Raiders fan 55 years, all my life. Probably the first time I really felt like I was into football and sports was probably when I watched them on CBS Channel 10. You know, the Raiders. I was watching the Raiders play. Well, my dad worked for the garbage company. Back in the day, it was for Stockton Scavengers. Growing up as a poor family, you know, my dad didn't make a lot of money, but he'd bring home, you know, a few football jerseys. Back in the day when they didn't have no names on the back. I was already a Raider fan as a kid, rooting for him, and was hoping one day he'd come home with a Raider jersey. But he finally came home with the Raider jersey. And man, I was just ecstatic. I was like, wow, I finally can wear the team that I've been rooting for as a kid. I would describe myself as a passionate fan. My life revolves around the Raiders. Everything that I try to wear is silver and black. I just can't wait for every Sunday for the game. I mean, I can't even sleep at night on Saturdays. I love getting together with family. I think Raider Nation is probably something like, you know, you don't see any colors, black, white, green, yellow. It's all about family getting together. You know, it's so positive. And I love that part, you know, getting the kids together, the family, the grandkids, and, you know, becoming a Raider. The stadium is beautiful. I'm like in a suite. Even though I sit in the black hole, it's awesome. I mean, I still feel like I'm at home. It's all about family. That's the number one thing that I know about the Raider Nation. And the same thing when we walk in the stadium. It's just one great big family. You know, she didn't think I was going to go through with it. You know, she says, yeah, get out of here. Well, okay, no problem. If it's a boy, you know, we'll name him Al Davis. And then he was born. After the third day, you know, my wife's like, well, what's his name going to be? I go, we already talked about it. It's Al Davis. Al Davis Gonzalez. No middle name. Are you sure? You don't sure you want to name him Alfred or Al or Middle Davis? I go, nope. So she thought about it and she said, okay, I want to go home. It's Al Davis Gonzalez, and we signed the paperwork so we can discharge her. People should vote for me for the Raider Fan of the Year. I've been a Raider fan all my life. My family loves to hang out when we're watching Raider games, going to Raider games. It just means so much to me that to win that honor, just to say that I'm the Raider Fan of the Year. And I live, I die, I dream, I sleep about the Raiders.
Hi, Lucky. It's AJ Cole. Thank you for repping the nation. Raider Nation is bigger and better than ever before because of fans like you. So, on behalf of Allegiant Air, we will be upgrading your seats for one home game this season. And just for being the amazing fans that you are, we would also like to give you a $500 Allegiant Air voucher so you can represent the silver and black at one of Allegiant's non-stop destinations. Enjoy and see you at Allegiant Stadium.
I'm so grateful, so thankful that he honored me as a Raider finalist of the Raider Fan of the Year. So excited. Thank you for the gift. Thank you for upgrading my seat. I'm so appreciative of the Las Vegas Raiders and Allegiant Airlines. Go Raiders. Let's do it, baby. Let's win, baby. Go Raiders!
Raiders. Oh my gosh, I love that story. Okay, we have to get into this. Al Davis. Not the Raiders owner, but Al Davis, your son. I mean, wow. Son. Your wife wanted to go home, so she conceded, and now you have a beautiful boy with the name Al Davis. Tell me a little bit more about that.
Well, like I said in my bio there, in my intro, to make a long story short, we have two kids together. Sarah's 19 years old. And then after about 6-7 years, she decided she wanted to have another kid. So I said, okay, well, the deal is if it's a boy, I get to name him. And I didn't tell her what the name was going to be. But, after she was pregnant, we found out, I said, I'm going to name him Al Davis. And she was like, yeah, right, whatever. So, and that's how it started. That's how it became. So
she didn't. It sounded like she didn't believe you, but then 3 days.
She didn't believe me, but probably deep inside, because she knows I'm a Raider fanatic and I've been rooting for the Raiders all my life. She knew she was going to have to deal with it later, but she wanted to have another kid, and we were rooting for a boy. We kind of went through the Chinese calendar, because it's a 50-50 chance. You just, we put it in God's hands, and we had Al Davis.
So let me ask you, why only if it was a boy? And if you had a girl, was there a Raiders themed name to go that direction as well?
Well, it's funny you bring that up, Spicy Raider girl. Sarah Gonzalez, my daughter, when we conceived her, I wanted to name her Silver and Black Gonzalez.
Oh, that's actually really cool.
She was going to be originally Silver and Black Gonzalez, and unfortunately, my wife was not going to have anything to do with it. I tried to convince her, but it was her first, and I wasn't good enough to convincing her. So we decided Sarah Gonzalez, but she definitely was going to be named Silver and Black Gonzalez. So it was always in the back of my mind to name one of my kids, one of my siblings, as part of the Raider family.
Yeah, that is very cool. I love that. While you're watching here, we are trying to get Lucky this title of Fan of the Year. So there's the link on the screen. I know you can't click on the link, but the link is also will be in the is in the description down below. If you're watching on Facebook, you can also click on the link. Take a second to vote for him today. So it's one vote per email. If you have multiple emails, you can vote multiple times with each unique email. Also, let your friends know. And we have until tonight at midnight, correct? Is that Eastern time?
That's Pacific time.
Pacific time. Okay,
Till
so you can
midnight.
vote all the way till midnight Pacific time. Make sure you get your vote in. We want to see Lucky get this title. So, Lucky, if you end up winning this title, what's the prize?
Actually, two Super Bowl tickets for this year.
Very nice.
So I'm excited. I'm hoping to win it. My first I've been to the Super Bowl one time. That was with the Raiders and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Mm.
I had a great time. All the pre-events, except for the game. Half of the game was probably the saddest time of my life.
Mm.
Walking out of the San Diego Stadium, and all the fans giving, just heckling us. But other than that, it was a great time. Great time.
Yeah.
We have a long shot for the Raiders to make it, but at least it's still in Vegas, and that's become part of my second home. So I'm familiar with it, and if I do win it, we're gonna have a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. And actually, getting Super Bowl tickets is great and everything, but really, isn't the real prize just having this title?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, tickets is a bonus, but just to be nominated, to me, I'm excited about that. But to win it and to say I'm the Raider fan of the year for the Raider Nation, like you said, well, there's only one nation. It's the Raider Nation, and I'll be honored representing the Raider Nation, as a Raider fan of the year, and just doing positive things and being excited about it. I lost you there.
Yeah, and nobody can take that title away from you. Once you've earned it, it's yours. We have some support here. Jay Jackson says, "Go Lucky! My vote is on the way." So we're getting some votes coming in. Rudy says this guy deserves that title. Mark, 2 Super Bowl tickets, badass bragging rights, and most importantly, love from the nation.
Right on. Thank you for your guys' support.
Yeah,
I'll be representing for sure.
So tell me about your time being a Raiders fan in Oakland and your interactions. I know you have some really interesting stories with your interactions with not your son, Al Davis, but the owner, Al Davis.
Yeah. As when we talked before we got on this program with you, and thank you for your time and get me on. This is actually my first time, so I'm a little nervous, but you made me feel at home, and
thank you.
Hopefully I'm doing a great job. So
you are. You're doing a great job. You can't even tell.
Yeah, so looking forward to doing this many more times. So anything I can do to help
Thank you.
Cause. But I've been a Raider fan all my life. And then when they were in LA, it was hard to go out there when I was younger, and couldn't make that kind of money. It was very expensive. But I told myself when they came back to Oakland, my goal was to buy season tickets, and I did whatever it took to buy 2 season tickets in '95, and I was like, wow, I was so excited, and I've been a season ticket holder since '95.
Nice.
And that's how I got started. With a couple tickets, and next thing you know, we have 300-400 people in our tailgate and having a great time. And so how I got started with Al Davis, I would every game he would, instead of him going down to the tunnel, driving down to the bottom, he would drive his Crown. Back then it was a Crown Victorian, and he would have his driver drive him up to the Coliseum and top, the basketball arena and the football arena, and he would actually meet and greet his fans. He'd love to come out in his car and say hello to the fans before he would go in his suite. And I got to a point where I would catch him every game, and just root for him. Just root and say, "Hey, Mr. Davis, how you doing? We love you. We love the Raiders." And before you know it, he was kind of rooting for. He was kind of looking for me, looking for Lucky. Where's Lucky at? Get the crowd going. And my theme was every time he would get there, I would call him King Al. I would raise my hands, and I would have some white gloves to get everybody's attention, and I would say, "King Al. King Al." It's actually on YouTube still. You can still see it.
Oh, okay. Let's go check
I
that
would
out.
do that every game, and just the guy was, to me, he was, I would call him the Godfather of the NFL. That was my said he was a godfather of the NFL. And every game, I would wait for him and give him the glory, King Al, and win, lose, or draw. The Raiders for life. So that's how I got started. How I got to. I'm not saying I was his personal friend, but I was his friend at the Raider game, for sure.
Yeah, I love that. Now tell me, so because of that kind of relationship where, friendship, non-friendship, whatever, it's some sort of relationship. There's some sort of bond there or something like that. So did he ever say, you know what, Lucky, let me bring you into the inner circle a little bit. Let me let's have you come see kind of my world.
Well, after about 15 years, I would always try to catch him on the side, doing my King Al thing every game. And I would actually catch him in San Diego. Also, I would go to an away game in San Diego with, the Chargers, and I would try to catch him and say hello to him. And, thank you for everything, Al Davis, for bringing the Raiders back to Oakland. And that's where they belong, back then. And so last 4 or 5 years before he passed away, I would always take him to kind of catch him on the side before he would go in and say, hey, Mr. Davis, I would love to go to an away game with you, And then finally, Angela, after 3 or 4 years of bugging him, he told me, he went to the side and said, call the office. And I was like, wow, I mean, is he really serious? And I finally got a hold of somebody at the office. It took me 2 days calling people. They ignored me. They didn't believe me. And I finally got a call back from, her name was Fudgy. She was one of Al Davis' personal secretaries there at the office. And she finally called me and said, hey, Lucky, Mr. Davis wants to take you to an away game. And I was like, wow, I can't believe it. I don't believe it. She goes, yep, it's true. I got a couple games here, and it was back in 2010. She had 2 games available. It was the Steelers that Friday.
So cool.
Or 2 weeks down the road for the Broncos, and I didn't give her any time to hesitate. I said, I'm there on Friday. I'm going to Pennsylvania. So
that's so amazing.
Yeah, so that's how it happened.
I mean, so first of all, you did it for 15 seasons. That's incredible in itself. And you weren't doing it for any reason. You just did it because you love to see Al Davis and you love the interaction with him. But Absolutely. After 15 seasons, you actually just, I don't know, maybe it was a whim or whatnot. You decided to make this incredible ask that nobody would ever think would anything would come of it. And then he actually responds to you and makes it happen.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was, before, when we first started, we probably had 40 to 50 people. Next, we had probably 200-300 people waiting for him to come out of his limo, the Crown Victorian, and he would, say hello to us, and pump his hand up, and just win, baby, and the crowd would just get crazy, and I do the King Al. I mean, it got to a point where we had probably 300, 400, 500 people every game, just waiting for Al Davis to drive up and say hello to us. It was pretty exciting. It was my ritual. I had to go see him before I go in the stadium.
Yeah, and it's a great ritual.
Tailgate. Let's go, guys. It's 10:30. He's almost there, and we get there right on time or wait a few minutes. And I missed that. I really missed that.
So tell me a little bit, if you're able to. I don't know how much you're allowed to share, but I mean, this was some time ago and you don't have to get into huge details, but what was it like being on the flight to Pittsburgh for a Raiders game with Al Davis? That's mind blowing.
Well, let me tell you, it's you can't buy that trip. It was a dream come true that happened. It happened so fast. And back in those days, we didn't have any iPhones. I had a BlackBerry, so I was able to take a few pictures, but it was crazy. I mean,
really, they let you take photos?
Yeah, they did. I took a few photos, but it was a BlackBerry phone, so you can really, send them to anybody. We're just there on your phone. But no, it's hard. I was just going crazy and I couldn't sleep. We flew out on Friday. We landed on Friday night. One of his attorneys came to me and said, hey, Lucky, I'm your chaperone. Just be at your best behavior. Keep your phone away. I was literally, 7 rows behind Al Davis and his wife. I was actually with the team and the coaches. All the players would sit in the back. I was on cloud 9.
That
You
is
know,
so
later-
cool. So, like, what's going through your mind? Are you like eavesdropping, like ear hustling? Like, are you
just-
shaking? Are you
I'm
like, what?
just-
Like, do you even remember?
You know, everything happened so fast. I'm just enjoying the moment, just listening, you know, just paying attention, observing, trying to be at my best behavior because, of course, I want to do this again. I mean,
Right.
and I actually did 2 trips with them, you know,
Oh,
I'll talk about that a little bit later. But so no, I was just absorbing it, just paying attention to one of my chaperone, just kind of hanging out with him. We finally got off the plane and we're going to the hotel. And he goes, look, you're a grown man. Look, I don't want to be keeping an eye on you. Just act like you've been here before, and then I'm going to cut you loose. And I had access to the training facility, you know, the hotel, the players, when they were feeding them, you know, on the bus, going to the stadium. So I had full access to, except for the locker room when the first game, except for the locker.
that is
With
so
the-
cool. Did you? So, okay, be on your best behavior, of course. But what, like, were you able to interact with any of the players at all, or were you just like, let me? You were
Actually, I did. I talked to a lot of players,
very cool.
and you know, a couple players like, who are you? You know,
Yeah.
I'm Al Davis's guest. They go, get out of here. I go, yeah, I'm Al Davis's guest. A lot of people didn't believe it. Even a lot of his coaching staff. A couple like, man, this has never happened before. You must be special. I go,
Wow.
I'm lucky. I guess I'm lucky. So, I mean, for me to be there as his guest, and you know, to be on the field, you know, great tickets, and I mean, it's a dream come true. It was just, I mean, what can you say? I was just going crazy. I mean, I get the chills now just thinking about it.
Yeah.
You know, being with Al Davis and
So this 2010?
2010, yeah.
2010. Okay.
And it was in November 2010, and we won that game. Actually. Gronkowski was our
Kicker?
I can't remember who the quarterback was, but he won the game for us. So, and he was from Pittsburgh, so he had a great game. And we of course we're having a losing record, but just winning, being on that plane. The
Yeah.
team
What was it like on the? So you got the win. Which is awesome.
Yeah.
And honestly, like, you know, at that time, I think winning was a little rough. So to get a win is you're the lucky charm.
Yes. Yeah. I didn't, you know,
What's the vibe like on the plane back? Like, was everyone just like
everybody's
so
excited.
beat and tired, or are they like they're like hyped?
No, everyone's hyped up. The coaches are hyped up. The players are hyped up. When I finally got on the plane, you know, I of course I went by and gave Al Davis a little pound and a King Al, and he gave me that, you know, that little pound back. And I mean, I was excited. He was excited, and hopefully I said, you know, I'm your good luck charm. So,
Yeah.
and,
So it sounds like people believe you. Okay, so I didn't know about the second run. You had a second run?
actually, I did after the
How did
first.
that happen?
So of course, right after the next year, I'm doing it again. Hey, Mr. Davis, I'd love to go again. You know, I had a great time.
You're straight up asked. I love it.
Straight up ask. Hey, if you don't ask, you don't get, right? So
Right.
you get the perseverance, and then
Yeah.
again, he said, yeah. He gave me the look. He said, call the office, and I got to go to Jacksonville, Florida, with the Jaguars the next year, and same thing there. You know, all exclusive. You know, on the field with the players, interacting with the players. It was just another, you know, a dream of a lifetime to be with the Raider organization and Mr. Davis as his guest. So
That's so cool.
It was crazy.
I love that. Yeah, I've spoken to so many Raiders fans. I know so many Raiders fans. I have never heard of anybody being on a plane with Al Davis and the team. I don't really know where. Like, I don't know that. I mean, listen, I don't know everybody, but I've never heard of that. So you are lucky.
Absolutely. No, like I said, a lot of people were shocked. Like, man, this has never happened. You know, how lucky can you get? I said, yeah. You know, he must like me. I must have a little soft spot. But you know, with the time, you know, the 15, 20 years for him, you know, I think I finally got a little soft spot for him, and he probably said, hey, you know what? I'm going to do something nice, and which he did. And then
respect.
so doing that, and then actually 2012, the season, I went to Mr. Davis on a preseason game. I said, Mr. Davis, my wife is finally pregnant. She is pregnant, and I'm going to name him Al Davis. I'm going to name him after you. And of course, he's a New Yorker, he's a Bostonian, and he's like, I go, Mr. Davis, I'm going to name him Al Davis. And he says, he gave me the crazy look again, and he punched me on my shoulder and said, get the F out of here. That was Al Davis. I said, no, really, I'm going to name him Al Davis. I'm going to name him after you. And unfortunately, he passed away in October.
Yeah.
And he didn't get the witness to see Al Davis, his name. So
that was going to be my next question. Like, did he ever get to see that happen and like, wow, like you said, punch you and go, dude, you did it.
Yeah, no, really, punch me on my shoulder, and get the F out of here, man. But
yeah.
I'm sure he probably knew I was going to do it, but I just wish he'd have been alive to witness it so he can say
totally. I'm curious, does Mark Davis know this story?
Yes, Mark knows the story. Carol Davis knows the story.
Okay.
I actually went to the game, the Raider game a couple weeks ago, the Chiefs game, and we went to the boxing matches. David Benavidez and Demetrius Andrade, and Mark Davis was ringside.
Okay.
And, actually, me and Al Davis was ringside. I worked my way down to ringside, and we got Mark Davis's autograph. And Mark Davis is like, "Hey, what are you doing here?" He goes, "Hey, I want to sign my ticket. We had the Tom Flores, ticket.
Yeah.
And he had him sign it, and I said, he goes, thank you, and I went back and sat down. But it was pretty cool.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool. So he recognized you.
Yeah, he recognized Al Davis. So, but hey, we're not going to try to bug him like I did Al Davis. Maybe later. Who knows?
Yeah.
It's hard to get to him.
Really bugging? I don't really see that as bugging him. I mean, you knew he was going to pull up to the Coliseum. You stood where fans are allowed to stand, and you gave him his props. I mean, that's more appreciation than bugging.
Yeah, I guess that's probably what it is.
It's not like you were like trying to stalk him or going, these different places where he's out to dinner or something. You know what I mean? You respected your lane, and you just gave him love, and he appreciated it.
And that's what it was. All Raider love.
Yeah.
Give it back, and we're still rooting for the Raiders. Whether we're in Vegas, I mean, it's nothing like Oakland, but we're making the best of it, and we're starting to like it. We're starting to like Las Vegas. My goal is eventually, to own a house down there and make it a second home for our families. So I'm planning to be going to every game once I retire. Every game. I don't want to miss a game.
There you go. Well, we are here to celebrate Lucky's making it to the final in his bracket to become Fan of the Year. So please make sure to vote for him if you haven't already. Like I said earlier in the broadcast, you get one vote per email. So if you have multiple emails, you can vote multiple times using a unique email. You have up until midnight tonight, Pacific Standard Time, to get your vote in. Share it with your friends, share it with your family. If you think Lucky is deserving of this title, I certainly think he is, and that's why my support is with him. When are they going to announce this title?
I believe it's going to be on Sunday morning. You
okay.
Can go online. The announcement will be on Sunday.
Do you know how? Is it like via their YouTube channel or website?
It's going to be on the internet. You got to go online. You got to go to Rep My Nation, and then you got to bring it up. So hopefully I get someone to send me a text, probably from the Raider staff, or somebody who let me know that I won. But I'll be watching. I'll be checking it on Sunday morning on the internet.
Okay.
See if I won it. But yeah, definitely, please, guys, everybody, women, ladies, everybody, please vote for Lucky Gonzalez, Raider Fan of the Year. Please ask your friends, emails. If you got 3-4 emails, please put it out there to get your votes in, to vote for me. Vote for Lucky Gonzalez, Raider Fan of the Year.
Excuse me. I'm going to put it up here on the screen so people can kind of familiarize themselves with what it looks like. Just give me 1 second. But in the meantime, how does it feel like having your story being told in front of all of Allegiant Stadium?
I think it's pretty cool. pretty cool, you know. And a lot of people that that know me personally, I never told the story. So even where I work at now, a lot of people know why I'm a Raider fan, and uh, hey, I love the story. It's my story, and people can understand why I'm such a Raider fanatic. Have a lot of passion for the Raiders, and why I named my son Al Davis.
All right, excuse me. So yeah, let's just take a look here. This is just so you're kind of familiar with what the site looks like. So you're going to go ahead and go. So you can pull this off of the Raiders website as well, correct?
Yes, correct. Yes.
All right. So here you go. It's super easy. Just put your email in here, of course. I don't think I voted with this email yet, but I don't want to.
Yeah. You can even do it on your phone. You can do it on your iPhone.
Confirm email. Yes. Oh, make sure you click on Lucky. Okay. No offense, Ryan, but we support Lucky. All right. There we go.
Yeah. Click on Lucky. And I met Ryan before. I met him at the game a couple weeks ago. Nice guy. But I hey, Ryan, sorry, but I want to win this thing, and I'll be Raider fan of the year.
Yeah, and we have support, or you have support, I should say. I guess we can say we, because I'm supporting you as well. But we have support from last year's winner. I know
John Souza. We became great friends. I actually reached out to him. It's kind of funny how I reached out. I bank at Golden One Credit Union in Tracy, California, and his daughter-in-law, her name is Marky. She's one of the tellers there. And we started talking about the Raiders, and she goes, "You know what? My father-in-law won the Raider fan of the year." I said, "You got to be kidding me." It's just funny how things work, right? And then and she goes, "Yeah." I go, "Oh, what's his name?" She goes, "Well, his name is John." I go, "Well, if you don't mind, I'd like to reach out to him. Hey, I'm up for it. I'd like to see what it takes to what's it feel like to be Raider fan of the year." And he was awesome. He just said, "Hey, look, you got to put it out there. You got to reach the friends and family, and advertise it that you're running for it." And he was a lot of help. And of course, he was voting for me to win it. So, and like I said, it's all about just reaching out to everybody and getting the support. So, but it just how we met and we started talking Raiders. I asked you to vote for me, right? And you're like, "Yeah, you're lucky." Oh, you know what? I think I voted against you. I voted for Rachel. I said, "Well, now you got to vote for me, right?"
I did. That's exactly what happened. Yeah, we had a chance to run in, and he said, "Hey, you're a Raiders fan. Vote." Yeah, and I was like, "No way!" I was like, "Man, I'm sorry, I voted against you." And I was actually surprised that. Listen, no offense. I mean that's in the best way possible. But I'm surprised you beat Rachel, to be honest.
Hey, like I told you, if she won it, I feel like I'm a winner, and if I win it, I'm sure she feels the same. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I've been messaging her and since we had met, and I know her supporters with you now. I mean, what better person to win is? I think no better person to win than the person that defeated you, right?
Yeah. No, for sure. Like I said, we were kind of down and out that we're both running for it this year, but I don't know why it happened that way. I kind of personally thought she won the Hall of Fame. I know she was up for that one time, and I thought she won it, or she was already a Raider fan of the year. But of course, this is what happened, and we're both running at the same time.
Yeah, so great. And there is no way to tell. They don't. Whoever's running this bracket, I don't know if it's the Raiders, or Legion, or whatnot. There's no real way to tell who's in the lead, how much anyone is in by the lead. So every vote is really, really, really important, because at the end of the day, we have no idea where you stand.
Absolutely. I don't know if I have.
So don't assume he has enough votes. Never assume he has enough votes. He needs every single vote. And you spoke to how John said, "Hey, you got to get like a personal touch, really," because I know they play these packages at the stadium, but like, let's face it, people are drinking, they're talking, they're cheering, they're in awe of what's going on around them. There's overstimulation. Yeah. Like, you would think that would help, but I actually think these little personal touches, even if you reach out to 25 people here on this, it's probably better than the grand stage of Allegiant Stadium because these people here are really paying attention. They're really actively voting, opposed to it just being like fed to the masses. So
Absolutely.
I say that to the people here, because if you think Lucky should do it, tell your friend, tell your sister, tell your husband, tell your wife, one person, just tell one more person and get him that extra vote, because really I think those little touches are the way that you're really going to get.
Absolutely. I go to grocery stores,
Yeah.
I've been to retail stores. Hey, I'm up for Raider Fan of the Year. If I see they're a Raider fan, I've said, hey, this is where you go. And I've been reaching out to everybody, strangers, whatever it takes to get that vote. So
Yeah.
that's what it's going to take to get it. It's a popularity vote, unfortunately. Like you said, at the Legion Stadium, they only give us like maybe 20 seconds. And people, like you said, are cheering, jumping up and down. They're feeling good, or at the snack bar. But
honestly, I didn't know what it was when I saw it at the stadium. I saw it and I was like, "Oh, look, it's Rachel. That's so cool." And I was like, and I think so. When I saw her the first time, it was in November. So as we know, November's like Salute to Service. So since she, since she's a vet, I thought they were just honoring her for being a vet. I didn't even know it was a thing.
Got it.
I didn't even put it together. I was like, "Oh, that's so cool. They're honoring vets." That's what I thought it was.
Right. No, and now you know.
And then when I started chatting with her, I was like, "Oh, okay, now I get it. So let me vote for you." I actually had I did a show right after that, and I put her thing on the screen, the whole thing, because just to let people know that's what it is that we're looking at. Because I was lost on me in the stadium, to be honest.
Right. And like I said, I feel bad that if I do win it, because I haven't won it yet. I need people to please vote. All my running mates, like I said, I'm going to represent Raider Fan of the Year. I feel like I'm going to win a pageant, so I got to make sure that I represent the Raiders, in a positive way, with family and friends, and because I want to be the reigning champion, I want to be the winner, and that way show respect, even with the other teams. Hey, I'm a Raider Fan of the Year, so I can't wait for other our enemies, so say I'm a Raider Fan of the Year.
If you have voted for Lucky and you are watching right now, comment, give us a little check so he knows that you've done it, that he has your support, just so he can kind of see something tangible. Because like we said, we can't really tell that a vote has been cast. Like you saw me do it live right here, and there's no real way of knowing. I didn't get like a confirmation email. Like there's no real way of knowing. So just give him a little check so he knows he has your support. But so correct me if I'm wrong, I'm just kind of getting the gist of how this works. So I'm assuming there's a bracket like this for every NFL team, and then each winner will go to the Super Bowl to represent that team. Is that correct?
I think I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's probably what they're doing.
Okay.
Raiders, but I'm not 100% sure. But you would think that's what's going on.
Yeah.
Doing the same thing. Yeah.
So I would imagine, though, if that's the case, and maybe they've already told you this, or maybe you don't know, that they would probably have all of you together in some section, some suite, be on the field or something like that, to be like, this is the representative for the Raiders, and these are the representatives for all the other teams. That's kind of like how I would see it kind of happening.
Yeah. Well, you would be the first to know. I'm going to reach out to you, so definitely going to be joining and following your podcast.
Thank you.
Definitely going to share the experience if I do become Raider Fan of the Year.
I was going to say, when you win, we're going to go with when you win, we'd love to have you back on after the Raiders have reached out to you and have just let us know what it entails. Like the Super Bowl tickets are great, but I just feel like they're going to roll the red carpet out.
I'm open. Yeah. Like I said, if whatever happens, if it does happen, I'm definitely going to share my story before and after, and hopefully everybody that's running for next year does the same, and we'll vote for them. So I'll keep you guys posted. But yeah, please vote for me, Raider Fan of the Year, Lucky Gonzalez, for 2023.
There you go. And there's his information right there on the screen. I think there's no better way to wrap up than that. He summed it up perfectly. Thank you so much, Lucky, for being on today. We wish you the best. I will be out in the wild today running into Raiders fans. I will make sure they know to vote for you as well. And of course, the link is in the description. Make sure you click on the link to go to voting. And if you're watching over on Facebook, the link is also in the post. Click on that link. You saw it. It literally took me, 5 seconds to do. So help your fellow Raider fan out, and let's get him this victory.
Raider Nation, please vote for me.
Yes.
All I need is one vote from every Raider fan. Every Raider fan, even if you're not a Raider fan, vote for Lucky Gonzalez. If you're a Chiefs fan, Niner fan, vote for Lucky Gonzalez. Raider Nation.
Yes, we appreciate you. If you haven't already subscribed to this channel, please do, because we are going to have Lucky on again once he wins. All right, Raider Nation, you know we go out one way and only one way. Raiders! Bye, everyone. Thanks for